Next we have the character who was one of the defenders in the Netflix Marvel shows and also had her own show. Well, now they're Disney Plus shows, but they were originally on Netflix. Jessica Jones goes by her lesser used alias Jewel in this game. Now this game came out only 2 months after the Jessica Jones show premiered on Netflix, and they probably plopped Jessica Jones in parentheses after Jewel for the name recognition among older players. Or, on the opposite end of it, maybe the developers primarily called her Jewel in this game instead of Jessica Jones because of the mature rating on the Jessica Jones show. However, I'm willing to bet it was the former situation because Jessica Jones' outfit in this game is very colorful. If the Netflix version even vaguely influenced this game, she should not be wearing the outfit that she is. Also, I put Luke Cage on the MCU edition list because I figured the developers of the game probably planned Luke Cage for the game, regardless of his appearance in the Jessica Jones show, not even 2 months before this game's release. So, I'm also going to add Jewel to this list. Jessica Jones in this game has some of the stuff you'd expect if you've seen the Jessica Jones show. She has super strength, so strength and cracked wall is obvious. However, she also has agility, scan, regenerative health, and flight. Yeah, even flight. In the Jessica Jones show, Jessica doesn't fly, but rather claims that she does guided falling. X-Ray is one of the weirder characters in this game, maybe a bit niche. X-Ray was a member of the UFOs, a team of people who, in an attempt to replicate a situation that gave the Fantastic Four their powers, intentionally exposed themselves to radiation. Suffice it to say that it didn't go exactly as planned, and the UFOs are bad guys. They are a mean bunch, those guys are. They really didn't stick around for too long, despite being able to defeat the Hulk, but some of them did end up joining the Thunderbolts, X-Ray being one of them. But you can see what the result of the radiation was for X-Ray. He's pink now. I guess X-Ray here was supposed to be the Human Torch's counterpart, and he's an upgraded counterpart too. If we compare X-Ray here to the original Human Torch in this game, X-Ray shares all 3 of the abilities that the original Human Torch has, which are laser, flight, and fire immunity. But X-Ray actually has 3 more, those being regenerative health, electricity, and great. It makes total sense why X-Ray would have those extra abilities on top of those he shares with the original Human Torch. My only real complaint is his design. He's a reskin of a much better character, but we won't see that guy until the finale. I just think it's lazy, is all. Here we are at the final Captain America in the series. It's actually kind of odd considering he's the leader of the Avengers and all. But then again, the developers did try their best to make the most notable Avenger more useful. Honestly, without that signature shield switch ability and the deflect ability and those Avengers Initiative pads, the Captain Americas would be much lower on the list. Anyway, this is the Space Captain America available in the Avengers Adventure DLC character pack. This is the same pack the Scuba Captain America was from. But if you can't tell, the thing that sets this Captain America apart from the rest is that jetpack of his, which gives him the ability of flight. Sure, the Sam Wilson Captain America can fly too, but he had his Falcon abilities instead of some of the abilities the rest of the captains had, like, shield terminals. And something like shield access is pretty important to me. But yeah, this Space Captain America is just like all other Steve Rogers caps, just with flight added on, and that's more than enough reason to place him here. But seeing a Captain America character for the last time in the series is a little bittersweet. It means the end is truly on the horizon. While ending the reign of the Captain Americas is sad, we can recover with the next 4 segments of Hawkeye, another original MCU Avenger. There are 3, technically 4 variants of Hawkeye, and they are all the exact same, so I will rank the Hawkeyes based on their design or how much I like them. The least of the Hawkeyes is obviously the one from the first Avengers film. Hawkeye suffered the same issues as Black Widow when it came to the first Avengers variant. For the sets that came out along the first Avengers movie, they simply did not put any effort into Hawkeye's design. Hell, they didn't even give him a quiver neck piece and opted to give him just to print a quiver on the backside of his torso. This game simply ported over the designs of the characters and the LEGO sets into the game, so there was no effort put into this variant of Hawkeye either. The slicked back nougat hair of his does not fit. I don't think he ever wore those glasses, and I already mentioned the quiver. Also, to add insult to injury, he was the one Avenger who was turned by Loki. Hawkeye definitely pulls his weight with his abilities and is why he outranks every Captain America. Hawkeye actually has a pretty versatile ability set, but I'll save them for the following variants because I've already ranted for too long with this one. Next up in our journey through the Hawkeye characters is his next appearance after the first Avengers movie, the second Avengers movie. This variant of Hawkeye is definitely better than the last one, but it still isn't really accurate. Like, why is his hair so spiked? In the movie, it's more like one bigger spike on the front. Aside from that, they still gave him those red glasses that he doesn't have, but his outfit from the neck down is pretty accurate. Feels a little impractical though. That long jacket doesn't get in the way at all. All of the Hawkeyes have the same 6 abilities. For this segment, I'll cover the 2 that don't have to do with his, signature thing. These 2 abilities are shield access and agility, both of which make total sense. He is an agent of shield after all, and he's definitely pretty agile too, I'd bet. How else could he get that vantage point on Thor in the first Thor movie? Although I'd argue that Hawkeye's Age of Ultron outfit might get in the way of his agility, but I digress. The third of 4 Hawkeyes we're covering is, surprise, not Clint Barton at all, but rather his protege. Kate Bishop is a character in this game and one of the stars of the Hawkeye Disney Plus TV show played by Haley Steinfeld, so that means that the Kate Bishop Hawkeye is going on the MCU edition list. I guess Clint Barton trained Kate Bishop to a T in the Lego MCU because Kate Bishop has the exact same ability set as the rest of the Hawkeyes. And that's weird because I don't think Kate Bishop should have shield access. But agility would make sense at least. Of the 4 abilities of Hawkeye that I haven't revealed yet, they're all related to the bow and arrow, so it makes sense that Kate Bishop would have them too. I guess I'll reveal 2 more of them here, and reveal the last 2 in the next segment. The next 2 abilities all Hawkeyes have are grapple and glass. As I've said in the past, the grapple ability was more of a web slinger type ability in LEGO Marvel, but with no web slingers in the base game, it kind of just became a Hawkeye ability for this game. Glass, on the other hand, is somewhat of a rarer ability, so Hawkeye having it is pretty nice. Here's the final variant of Hawkeye in this game, and I mean, just look at this guy. Is it really any surprise that I ranked this Hawkeye as the best? They really put the classic outfit of Hawkeye in this game, and I had mad respect for that. It really is a shame we never got this specific version of Hawkeye in physical LEGO form, but who's to say it won't happen at some point. The closest thing we're ever going to get to this classic outfit of Hawkeye in live action is the outfit Clint wore in the series finale of the Hawkeye show, and that was admittedly pretty tacky. But after this comic accurate outfit, I can never see myself playing the other Clint Barton variants. The first Avengers variant was inaccurate. The Age of Ultron variant had an accurate outfit, but inaccuracy from the neck up. But this guy doesn't have to worry about being movie accurate. In fact, he's more comic accurate than he's obligated to be. The last 2 abilities of the Hawkeyes are ones that I think are the most important. They are laser and explosive. Explosive arrows are pretty standard for Hawkeye, so no issues there. However, Hawkeye's heat arrows only allow for blowing up gold Lego pieces. Unfortunately, they can't carve gold Lego pieces, as you can probably imagine, but still, even without being able to carve, Hawkeye has a really good ability set. To recap, he has shield, agility, glass, grapple, laser, and explosive. He's like a variety pack, a little bit of everything. On first glance, on the character grid, this Iron Man suit looks like a War Machine suit, and with the silver and all. But when you switch to him, you see that it's very much not a war machine. More so a construction machine. He has a jackhammer of some kind on each arm, and believe it or not, those guys really make his abilities a bit different than the standard Iron Man suit. And seeing as though we haven't gotten to the standard Iron Man suits yet, I don't find these changes of abilities an improvement. Not that this suit is bad or anything, it's just that the abilities that are given up and replaced with this suit are just not as useful. Basically, the jackhammer hands makes the suit give up explosive, laser, and repair, which just so happen to be some of Iron Man's most useful abilities. With those clunkers as hands, he can't dispense missiles or lasers or his mechanical knowledge. Instead of those 3 abilities, he gains dig and cracked wall. While those are, still useful, Iron Man had to give up 3 even more useful abilities for them, which is unfortunate. Although the Mark 25 suit still allows for Iron Man to have flight, scan, shield, and technology, so it's not all a loss. Okay, so this is Editor Me coming from Beyond the Grave. I have a little bit of something to say before this next segment. Now, I write these videos way in advance, like super in advance, and I thought that this part specifically, would come out maybe around the time Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out. Maybe a little bit after, I don't know. Turns out I totally missed the mark, and now Thor Love and Thunder just came out, and I'm just now getting around to America Chavez, so that's fun. A big part of me said, yeah, you should probably just rewrite the entire segment, but I decided to keep it in for 2 reasons. 1, I'm lazy, and 2, it's like a little time capsule thing. I don't know. So, yeah, enjoy this blast from the past, where to a time when I did not know who America Chavez was really. So, yeah, don't roast me in the comments, please. Not again. America Chavez is a character I really don't know much about. What I do know is that she is going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie, The Multiverse of Madness. Even though the movie isn't out yet, at least at the time of recording this, I'm still going to add America Chavez to the MCU edition list. America Chavez is a relatively new character to Marvel as a whole, with her first appearance in 2011. Her powers are kind of all over the place. America Chavez got her powers from manifesting powers as a result of being tested on to treat her rare chromosomal disease. But there's no real consensus with these powers. Like, there's not a theme. She can fly, she has super strength, and is able to summon portals that let her travel through the multiverse. Yeah, multiversal portal part really stuck out from the rest. But all of that is translated into this game as flight, strength, cracked wall, agility, fire and toxin immunity, and finally, great, to account for her star-shaped portals. Yeah, her ability set is kind of all over the place, but having a vast array of abilities is always a good thing with LEGO games. HULKLING is a member of the Young Avengers with a very interesting origin. HULKLING is actually the son of Mar-Vell, the original Captain Marvel. You know, the one that's not a girl. HULKLING's whole thing is that he's a shapeshifter. In fact, despite his name, he really doesn't have any connection to the Hulk at all. Apparently, according to the wiki, he chose the name HULKLING because he's green like the Hulk, but a changeling, since he can shapeshift. So, Hulk plus changeling equals HULKLING. Honestly, very dumb and misleading. But HULKLING has a good chunk of abilities that are all comic accurate. Firstly, he has regenerative health, because why not? But aside from that, I consider HULKLING here a cross between Reptile and Hulk. With Hulk, he has strength, crack wall, and wall climbing, all of which are abilities that big boys like the Hulk have. As for Reptile, HULKLING has flight and dig, both of which are the 2 only abilities that Reptile has. But yeah, it's a solid set of abilities. It's just the name of the guy that I have a problem with.